Let us slowly open our eyes. Welcome all of you friends. That's wonderful to meet you again every Sunday. Every Sunday is like a reunion. It's like a whole Sangha is coming together to share, to learn and to seek. So today is a special day for all of us. Why? Because today is supposed to be the Buddha's birthday and enlightenment day. So we are celebrating Buddha's Buddha Purnima. You know, today is a Buddha Purnima. Today and tomorrow. It starts from today. So we need to really be joyful that we are all celebrating the birthday of Buddha. It's our goal of all of us to one day we also reach to our Buddhahood or understand our own Buddhahood, that Buddha nature of all of us. So friends, today's topic is the spirit of a seeker. How many of you are comfortable in understanding in English? Anybody want me to speak in Telugu? I can actually. In mother tongue I also speak very good, very fluent in my mother tongue. So if anybody not able to understand, you can raise your hand. I can translate in Telugu. I'll be using only simple English. Okay friends? So how many of you coming from outstations? Yeah, not Hyderabad, from different place.
Hyderabad.
Okay, Hyderabad is from a different place. Okay. Yeah, you're. Yeah. So friends, the topic emerged when a discussion happened between me and Loknath recently. He asked me a question about why people they learn theory, they learn about spiritual concepts, they seek the knowledge, but why people they don't translate that into action? Why they are not able to manifest in the physical plane? The theory remains theory in the head, and it is not being practiced in day-to-day life. Then this topic emerged, the spirit of a seeker. If we know the spirit of a seeker, we also know how to even translate everything that we read, we learn, we also experience in our spiritual meditations. All that we can also translate, bring it into the physical plane, into reality, into action. So we learn about the spirit of a seeker. Who comes the first is the Buddha, the spirit of a seeker. This intense seeking, Buddha was seeking that unknown. He wanted to seek the knowledge. He wanted to learn about something which he never knew. Because he's understanding that everywhere everything is suffering and painful, and he thought, no, I have to find the answer. How to reach to dukkha rahitya. Everywhere there is a dukkha. People, they suffer with illnesses, suffer with mental illnesses, have phobias and fears, have relationship problems between countries, their problems. So everywhere dukkha is filled. So what is the way out to come out of the dukkha, the suffering? So he intensely searched. He was seeking. Today we take the inspiration from Buddha. I'm giving example of Buddha, but almost all masters, whoever have reached to their own enlightenment have done the same thing. We can all get inspired from these masters. So friends, happy Buddha Purnima, and we are very fortunate that we are able to understand or listen to Buddha, or even still connect to the teachings of Buddha. Though he was not here in a physical form, but we can still, those teachings are very alive in all of us. We can just remember all those teachings. So friends, what to seek is important. When we want to seek, we want to learn, but we do not know what to learn. Do we have to learn chemistry, biology, botany, mathematics, computers, engineering, medicine, all of that? So we need to ask this question to ourselves: what to seek? What is going to liberate us or transform us? What is going to really make us come out of the dukkha or the suffering? What knowledge or wisdom can bring us to that point of, cessation of dukkha? That's the real question that we need to ask. Otherwise, we all seek. There is a seeker in us who continuously seeks, but we don't know what to seek. First, we join in the school. We seek knowledge. All the material sciences we learn. Then we seek happiness, we seek joy, we seek love, we seek money, we seek so many things. We seek about appreciations from all people. We want to actually, we are continuously searching for all of these things. And all those sciences that we have learned are very helpful, definitely, for our earning money, for your survival. Only that much. You are studying all of those things just for your survival. We need to know this. Mathematics, physics, botany, zoology, all of them, computer sciences, everything is just for your survival, for your job, for your employment, for all this, for only just food. But it is not making us relieved from suffering. Still we are having suffering. So Buddha is asking this question. You know what to seek first. All these sciences are very important, definitely, to live in this world, but there is some other thing, something else that you need to seek, which can liberate you fully from the dukkha. Buddha had everything in his life. Had a beautiful wife, a child, and the whole money, treasure, wealth is there. He's a king. He has left everything. This is not what I am seeking. He knew that this is only my survival. This is only just very superficial. This money, name, fame, success. I need to be Samrat, Chakravarti, and all that. That's. He started really seeking. The real thing that we need to seek, he started seeking it. He was seeking it very intensely. Whoever said something that do this sadhana, he started doing it. Somebody said starve your body, he starved his body. Somebody said you have to live in mauna to realize your soul, to realize all the eternal truths. He stopped speaking to people. He did all the vrats, all the yajnas, all the stotras, all the mantras, everything, whatever that he need to do. Every teacher that he has come across in the path of the seeking, as a seeker, he started practicing it intensely, with an intense desire to know the unknown. So, what to seek, we also need to know. What are you seeking in your life? So friends, we are all actually seeking the truth. We are seekers of truth. Nothing else. We are simple seekers of truth. All of us are actually seeking that only, the truth. There are many great examples in front of us. All those masters from India, from abroad, from every country, all of them, they reach to that truth. They are initially or seekers of truth. This is what we need to seek. So, in Sikhism, I like this word Sikkulu, because this word Punjabi language which means seeking, Sikh and seek, to learn. Guru Nanak Ji, he called the word seekna, seek. You are a Sikh, means you need to seek the truth. He was not telling about seek the physics, seek the biology. Seek the truth. Seek that knowledge, wisdom. It's a beautiful word. The entire Sikhism is built upon this word called seeking, seeker. Be a seeker, intense seeker. And we all initially begin our journeys as a sleepers. Sleeper means sleeping. Our consciousness is sleep. Though you are awake, you are sleeping. All of us are sleeping with our 5 physical senses. We are not awake. We are living so unconsciously, with unawareness. There is no alertness in us. We don't know. We are sleepers. While awake, we are sleeping. Every sleeper one day are become their seekers. They're seekers of truth. They know that they are living in unconscious ways, mechanical ways, monotonous ways. Life is just routines. It goes on and on every day. There is nothing new. There is nothing with full life force. It is like we get so much bored because it's the same routines. Then we start become seekers. Sleepers will become seekers. Seekers of truth, they'll become seers of truth within no time, according to your intense desire to be reach the truth, according to your intensity of your desire. A deep yearning for truth, it takes us to the seeing stage. Seer, you become a seer. This eyes will not see. This eyes will only see very, very limited version of reality. Very partial truths. It sees only Vijaya range. It can't see what is beyond. Seeing is from here, the inner eye, the insight eye, the eye that provides you insights, that sees the big picture, that makes you see the truth as it is. And then we become finally, all seers will become speakers. You can't keep quiet. Once you know the truth, you will share, you will inspire many people. Buddha did not keep quiet. After he is enlightened, he went to village, town to town, everywhere. Because one cannot keep quiet. A cloud cannot keep quiet, it has to rain. A flower cannot keep quiet, it has to release its fragrance. A tree which is now grown so big and the mangoes are coming out and it can't keep quiet, it has to give all the fruits, ripened mangoes. Same way, every seer, after knowing the truth, they become speakers, they speak. So, this concept, we'll all carry this with us. So there are many people, 90% of the people are still sleeping. There are people who are in the seeker stage. There are people who are in the seer stage. There are people who reach to the speaker stage. There are like a metamorphosis, like how a caterpillar will become a butterfly one day or other. In the same way, we all go through these gradual transitions. Did you understand this point, friends? This is called metamorphosis. This is called transformation. We are not the same. We are just born unconscious, unconsciously born. We don't know who has sent us into the womb. Did we choose ourselves the womb? We don't know. We are born so unconsciously. We don't know when we came out of the mother's womb. We don't have that awareness, consciousness. One day we realize that we have some memories that as a child you're looking around and you have stored some memories. You became conscious being. We are all actually carrying this unconsciousness within us like a sleeper. And when we start seeking, slowly this unconsciousness, it minimizes. You become very aware being, conscious being. Your 50% of unconsciousness is gone and 50% you're alert. And after some time you become 75% conscious, then 80% you go on increasing, and one day you become a seer. A seeker will become a seer. Whatever that you know theoretically, now you will know practically through your own experience. You have your own direct experience. That's called seeing. Seeing is all your direct experience of your soul. In that stage we see things as it is. We understand the truth. We realize the truth. Then we become speakers. So this loose contact is there. Yeah. Now it's coming. So friends, if you look into your life, reflect on your life from childhood to so far, then many times from your childhood you're so unconscious. You are in the whirlpools of emotions, drawn, caught in habits, addictions, patterns, repetition, victimhood, all that suffering, very unconsciously. We don't know. At one point of time you started actually seeking. I could see in you there is a alive seeker. There's intense that seeking inside you, all of you. And it started long back for you, all of us. And then some of you got into the same stage of seeing, where you learned to see the truth. You started really learning what to learn. You really started seeking the unknown, knowing the unknown. Then some of you has become speakers. So today I'll share with you some tools which can, qualities of a seeker, which makes us actually to have the spirit of a seeker. These are some of the qualities, virtues, or characteristic features. If we don't have, we can inculcate them, we can practice them. Every seeker needs to have these things. Every seeker is a disciple first. There's certain discipline that is needed. Without that, we'll not become a master. A student, we have to be a real student, a real disciple. Without that discipline, you can't reach to your masterhood. It's so mandatory. So what is the discipline of a seeker? The first discipline is Shravanam. listen more, speak less. Generally we become, even if we do not know many things, we boast ourselves as if I know everything, and we go on speaking and trying to explain things. We give false information to the people. Shravanam is actually opening your ears, having big ears like Lord Ganesha. Like a Vinayak, we have to have big ears. Why? We have to listen to every master. Seek. This is a primary quality of a seeker. Listen more. Listen to the nature. Listen to the universe, God, angels. If you want to listen, what you have to do? You have to speak less. Listen more. Particularly when you are in front of a master, speak less. Because you are wasting so much time. Just sit silently in front of a master. That's how we can absorb. If you go to Buddha, you should not speak. Let Buddha speak. Just listen with big ears. And after listening, Shravanam, Mananam. This is the whole actually, this is a learning cycle, that's how we need to learn as a student or as a disciple. Mananam is after you listen, you repeat it, you remember it, constantly remember it. Mananam. In the mind, you need to constantly remember it. Every once in a while, you need to remember it. Buddha has spoken about awareness, mindfulness. You need to remember it, you need to practice it, you need to remember it. Yeah, this is the words of Buddha. Why Buddha has spoken this word, mindfulness? Eat while you are eating, walk while you are walking. When somebody asked about what is meditation, a lay person asked Buddha, what is meditation? Buddha said, walk while you are walking, eat while you are eating. What is the meaning of this? He is teaching about mindfulness because he is a lay person. He is not yet ready for meditation practice. But those who are ready, Buddha taught meditation practice. He said, Anapanasati, shut down your eyes, sit in comfortable posture, observe the breath, Anapanasati. So these things of what is told by masters, Christ, Buddha, or Raman Maharshi, or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, or Prophet, Muhammad Prophet, all of them we need to now remember. After listening to it, remember. Mananam. It has to be so alive in your mind. Almost every hour, a seeker needs to remember the words of the master. The inspirational words. I still remember the words of Richard Bach, my teacher, my first teacher who appeared in the form of a book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Always those words are very alive in my mind. I always remember it, recapitulate. This is called Mananam. Because it has to be so internalized. Your neuronal cells need to feed it. Your neuronal cells need to absorb it fully. And then Nididhyasa. Not only just recapitulating, repeating in the mind, but you need to now practice it. Buddha said mindfulness. Practice it. What is mindfulness of eating? Eating, walking, all these mindfulness practices, what is it means? It means that while you are walking, don't think about your wife. While you are eating, don't dream about cinema. Don't dream about somebody else. When you are wherever you are, you need to stay there. Stay with your body, stay with that process, whatever that you are doing. This is what you need to practice it, Nididhyasa. So every moment mindfulness practice. Buddha said Anapanasati meditation. Observe the breath. Now put it into practice, not only just theory. You listen first to the master, then you internalize it, repeated it, Mananam, then Nididhyasa, practice it. Buddha said 3 hours practice, you need to do 3 hours practice. Whatever the instructions given by master. Because that's how a disciple learns, reach to masterhood, a Buddhahood. So finally Atma Sakshatkaram happens. What is this Atma Sakshatkaram? Which means your own experiences of your soul. Whatever all these practices will make us actually realize our soul. We are all here actually seeking the soul, not anything else. Soul is truth. Soul is Shashvat, eternal, which never dies, which never born. So we are seeking the soul actually. We are seekers of that soul. We will have our own Atma Sakshatkaram, self-realization, awakening of the inner being or the self. So this is the first practice of all seekers. Our first concept that we need to integrate or internalize is the spirit of a seeker. First, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa, Atma Sakshatkaram. Though we know it, now we need to really put it into practice. Today being Buddha Purnima, all that essential practices Buddha has taught to the world, we need to really take it and repeat it in the mind, then practice it. Buddha said eightfold path, let us practice it. Right speech, right views, right sankalpa, right way of earning living, and right effort, right concentration, right meditation, all that, whatever Buddha has taught us, let us put it into practice. It leads to us to the Atma Sakshatkar. And the second concept that we learn is from Adi Shankaracharya, this great master. What a great seeker he was when he was just 6 years, 7 years old. Very, very young child. He did not go to schools. He did not study anything in the school. He studied what really need to be studied. He studied about the soul. He got enlightened at a very younger age. A 6-year-old boy, he learned about enlightenment, soul science, spirituality, everything that has to be known. He has realized it. He has known it. He must be such an intense seeker, such a conscious awakened being. We need to get inspired from him. So he told Sadhana Chatushtayam, whoever are sadhaks are seekers, practitioners. So all sadhaks need to do sadhana. He said without sadhana there is no question of experiences and wisdom or anything else. No shortcuts. We all want shortcuts. Master will put his hand, bless the person, he will get enlightenment. We want a healer to take away all the illnesses of us. We don't want to take the responsibility. We don't want to do the sadhana. Sadhana is so mandatory, very essential. And all masters, they emphasize on sadhana. There are no shortcuts whatsoever. They given the practices. Sadhana Chatushtaya means four kinds of practices. 4 types of practices we need to have. He said, Adi Shankaracharya given Viveka, means know what is real and what is not real, what is temporary, what is permanent, what is transient, what is eternal. So know that, have that discrimination in the mind. Be like a swan, a hamsa, how it discriminates milk and water. The same way, learn how to discriminate what is real and what is not real. What we see with our 5 senses is not real. It's only relative truth. It disappears. Earthquake will take away all of these things. Buildings will go away, money will go away, properties will go away. What is real will stay with you. What is unreal will vanish. So this master was telling, stick to what is real. Don't get too much identified with what is unreal. It brings more misery. Know the discrimination. Develop that kind of intellect where you can see what is real and what is unreal. He knew what is real and what is unreal when he was just 5-year-old child. Great master Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, he knew about it. What is real and what is unreal. He did not aspire to become a doctor, engineer, architect. He said, I will go to Himalayas. I am seeking this. And a very young boy going to Himalayas and learning. The same thing happened with Paramahamsa Yogananda. He could not stay at home. He said, I will search. I will seek the knowledge which liberate me. Not this worldly knowledge. Not the material sciences. I don't want money. I don't want anything else. I just want to know the truth. That's all. This is called Viveka. The spirit of a seeker is having the Viveka. What is this Vairagya? The second practice in the Sadhana Chatushthayamu recommended is Vairagya, dispassion, detachment. Don't cling. Clinging brings misery. Anything that you cling, it brings misery only. If you cling to your wife, it brings misery. If you cling to your husband, it brings misery. Cling to money, it brings misery. Cling to any habits, it brings misery. Cling to your job, it brings misery. Have dispassion. Be detached. Be ready to drop anything. Because everything will go away. Including your life, your breath will go away one day. Be prepared for that. You are not going to live here forever. This body is only temporary vehicle for all of us. One day we have to vacate the body. Maybe the very next moment. We don't know. The mystery is so big. We are very small in front of this big mystery. So we need to be so ready. Be Vairagya, dispassion. I am not teaching about become suicidal now because you don't have interest, you go into depression. No, not that. Telling stay detached from all these things. Identify with what is real. Your soul is real. Your self is real. Your awareness is real. Your inner being is real. Your consciousness, which is non-linear, is real. Stick to that. All masters were directing us to these stages. Vairagya. Buddha said people are going through the misery because the suffering because all of them identified with it, clinging to it. It is because lack of self-knowledge. He said avidya. If you are vidwan, you have self-knowledge, you will not cling to things. You just let go. You learn to let go. If you're clinging, it brings misery. This is the great eternal truth revealed by Buddha to the world. Let us all practice it also. From today, learn to let go of what is not real. Just, if it is there, okay, enjoy it. If it is not there, don't cling to it. Don't aspire, don't be needy, don't be clingy. Don't run after it. If you run after anything, it will go far away from you. That's the truth. Anybody who runs after money, they will end up in misery. Money will go far away. Anybody is seeking job, running for job will go away. You will end up in misery. Instead, focus on what is real. Whatever has to come, it will come to you. But still, don't get attached to your money, name, fame, success. Nothing stays with you. What is real stays with you. That is your soul. Wisdom stays with you. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, your Pragnanam Brahma. Wisdom stays with you. That Ananda that comes from soul, it stays with you. Nothing else. So friends, this is called Vairagya. You stay in your family but not clinging. You have friends but no clinging to friends. You go to job but no clinging to the job. You will be fired any moment by your boss. It's okay. You let go. That's called Vairagya. And Mumukshatvam is the third important practice in the Sadhana Chatushtayam. What is Mumukshu means? Do you know about this word Mumukshu? Mumukshu means those who are seeking the truth intensely, who yearning for truth. Jignasu, who is seeking so intensely, they're ready to drop everything. They're mad. This is called spiritual madness. Not real madness, it's a spiritual madness. Means, I want to know the truth, that's all, nothing else. Everything else becomes so unreal in front of this, what is so real. The truth, the soul in us, to realize it. If a person has that kind of intense desire, the purpose of life is to realize the soul, you're bound to get it. If your purpose of life is to just earn money and to just become a topper, you will become the topper, but still you will be dissatisfied. You will not know the truth. You will be still in the unconsciousness. So mumukshu is the one who has this intense desire to know the truth. Jonathan Livingston Seagull has this, he's a mumukshu. He's such a seeker, he knew all the rest of the seagulls are fighting all the time for the bread and fish and everyday conflicts. And many people, they prefer to be in that crowd. 99 people, 99% will go on living in the same way. Everyday morning conflicts, everyday fighting, everyday shouting, everyday emotional whirlpools, anger, depression, jealousy, all that. Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a mumukshu. He wants to learn the truth. He wants to reach to the pinnacles, heights of the truth. He practiced it. He reached it one day. He became a Jonathan Livingston Seagull. The same possibility is there if everybody becomes a mumukshu. Then the fourth thing Adi Shankaracharya has recommended is called Shat Sampati. Shat means 6. Sampati means, Sampada means, in Telugu, Sampada means treasure, wealth, virtues, qualities. The real Sampada is actually 6. These 6 virtues are your real treasures. What are those 6 virtues? These are the 6 virtues. Adi Shankaracharya given these things. He says sadhana chatushthayamu, vivekamu, vairagyamu, mumukshotvamu and shat sampati. In the shat sampati, samamu, damamu, upurati, titiksha, shraddha and samadhanam. So let us look into each word and learn from this great master Adi Shankaracharya. So what is samamu? What is damamu? First let us learn about these two words, samamu and damamu. Samamu is conquering this mind, being master of the mind, controller of the mind. The mind always is distracted. Mind is the main culprit of all your problems. If you want to be a happy person, get out of your mind. Go out of your mind. Go beyond mind. This mind is the old culprit. It's the most beautiful instrument if you know how to use it. Otherwise, this becomes your worst enemy. So this mind always is in wandering here and there. It's not in control. Samamu is control of the mind. With 5 physical senses which drags you different experiences. It's constantly, you want to see that person. You want to hear that person. You want to be touched by that person. These desires will never end. All this is all Buddha said. The basic, this suffering is coming from the trishna, the desire, which are cravings from the 5 senses. Get out of your mind. Be a master of the 5 senses. So, what is Dhamma? Dhamma means control of the body. What is control of the body? Body has its own urges. Body has its own habits. For example, you are sitting down. If you are practicing Dhammam, you can sit in this posture for 3 hours. Otherwise, body after 10 minutes feels no, it wants to stretch, it wants to move away, it is so restless. Body wants to move here and there. But a meditator learns Dhammam. How to sit still at one place, without movement, without restlessness. All the vrata that we do are nothing but Dhammam practices. We take Mauna Vrata. You say to your friend, I will not speak for 40 days. Our Loknath master has done this. 40 days he did not speak a word. It's called Dhammam. He mastered the speech. He mastered the vocal cords. He mastered the tongue. He always want to speak. Blah, 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 blah. All the time. Nonsense. And this is the control. This is Dhammam practice. We need to have Dhammam practice. You need to withstand even greatest pain, addictions, habits. You must endure all of them. So Buddha has done all these practices, Dhammam practices and Samam practices. Buddha, somebody said, you starve, you fast for 40 days, 100 days. He did it. It's a Dhammam practice. You take a strong oath. My mother, I have observed, from childhood, I used to wonder why my mother used to say, for 1 year I will not touch drumstick vegetable. So she will cook drumstick, all will be eating. My mother will not taste drumstick. It's a Dhammam practice. She mastered it. One day in Kashi she said, I will give away Goa. From today, Jamkaya, Goa I will not eat. From that day, from today till today, she never ate Jamkaya, never ate Goa. Because it's a Dhammam practice. You say something about Dhammam, you take a oath that I will not speak for 1 year. You practice it. You say to your friend, I will not smoke from today. This is a Dhammam practice. If you take that kind of oath, you master what is the bodily tendencies and cravings, clingings, all that, your body will be in control of you. All the Hatha Yoga practices are nothing but Dhammam practices. All the yogasanas that we do, everything, Bhujangasana to all kinds of Sirshasana, is nothing mastering the body, Dhammam. You can sit. Yoga, Hatha Yoga practices are for increasing your Dhammam. You regain control over your body. Body becomes a finest tool, instrument for your greater spiritual growth. Samam is, as I said, it's the control of the mind. How to control the mind? The mind always tricks you, traps you. It creates illusions. It says these are the biggest things and I am the only sufferer in the world and my suffering is the greatest suffering. It constantly gives you a lot of ego. Even in our suffering we develop a kind of deep ego in us. We get too much identified with our victimhood. We don't want to come out of it. This is what is Samam means. Samam is the practice of your mastery of your mind, control of your mind, control of your 5 physical senses, which has cravings, clingings, addictions, all of that, and master that. This is called Samam. Adi Shankaracharya said these are the real treasures. If you can become a master of your body, that's a real treasure. If you say, today I will do fasting, 3 days I will do fasting, you need to do that. You should not break it. That's called Dhammam practice. If you say, I will not speak a word for 10 days, you need to practice it. I will only walk by foot. I will not go in a car for the next 15 days. Or I will use only staircase. I will not use the lifts for the next 1 year. That's a Dhammam practice where you're sticking to your practice. You master the body. Samam practice is master the mind. That's a real treasure. Whole world is suffering because of the mind. Can you see that? People, they do come to me just because they are suffering in their minds. They tell, my mind is here and going here and there, it's creating tricks and these problems are coming on constantly because this mind becomes so full of thoughts, unnecessary thoughts. We can't have a restful, peaceful mind. Practice samam. This is what Adi Shankaracharya has given. Is the spirit of a seeker. We have to practice Viveka, Vairagya, Mumukshatvam and Shat Sampati. In the Shat Sampati, be a master of your mind, master of your body. Then Uparati. What is Uparati? What is Rati and what is Uparati? Rati means pleasures, seeking pleasures. It's good to sleep with your wife, with your husband, but say, I will not now, I will stay away from my wife for my spiritual practice for 40 days. She is not a distraction, but it's a practice. Too much, honeymoon all the time, you will lose. Main goal is the union, divine romance, not the romance with your wife or husband. The real romance is divine romance. It is the romance with the higher supreme soul or the God, the Paramatma or whatever that is. We are here to learn or seek that. So that for that, Adi Shankaracharya recommended, just get away, delay your gratification. Don't all the time be addicted. Say, these are the pleasures that I am getting from the bodily pleasures. I will abstain from these sexual pleasures, from these romantic pleasures with people, just so that I can be in contact with myself. If you are becoming a mumukshu, you need to have little uparati. Uparati means like a upavasam. Like you say partial fasting. Today is a upavasam. Partially I am fasting today. Uparati also is the same way. Today I will not go drawn into these kind of cravings, these pleasures. One of the pleasures that we get is going to movies, cinemas. You say to yourself, I practice Uparati. Instead of going 3 hours movie, I will practice 3 hours meditation. I will have divine romance today. I will have contact with myself. I love myself today. Instead of going to shopping, say, I will sit in meditation. Instead of going here and there and speaking to people, blah blah blah, instead I will remain myself. I sit silently. This is called Uparati. Practice Uparati. This is the spirit of a seeker. And Titiksha is another great treasure. The greatest treasure. Have patience. Don't look at the watch. Have patience. This is called forbearance, tolerance. Sometimes we become so restless and we want to, when do the class get over? Meditation also, when do this person says okay so that I can open my eyes? Practice titiksha. Your body will be paining. Tolerate it. Titiksha is forbearance. Having the patience, all the patience, bear all the infinite pain that you have, bear all the infinite pleasure also, equally. Tolerance towards all the kinds of states, like a cold and hot, pain and pleasure, everything without getting drawn towards it. This is called forbearance, titiksha. A sadhak, a seeker need to have titiksha. This is one of the greatest virtues. Buddha had that titiksha. Gautam Siddhartha had such a titiksha. He practiced it. He has such a patience. He sat under the tree. He gone into the forest 6 years and he was just waiting, very, very eagerly, intense desire to be enlightened. This is called titiksha. The body will have a lot of pain, but have titiksha. Just watch the pain. People want to get rid of things, all things at one shot. Pain must vanish all the time, That's where the problem comes. We want everything quick fixes. It's not possible. Have titiksha. Pain is coming in the body, bear it. Pain is coming in the mind, bear it. We have that capacity. Increase, learn, or awaken that capacity in your soul. This is a big treasure. This is such an important practice. Nowadays, in the modern days, all children also we see, they want everything instantly. They can't tolerate things. There's no tolerance. Have titiksha. Even without food, you need to be able to survive. Just one meal a day, you can live. But we have so many complaints. No, I don't have food. What happens? We need only this much food for every day. Just one mudda we need. Only this much. We don't need a big house to live. We can live under the stars and sky, under a tree. This is called practice of titiksha. What are you clinging to? We are constantly clinging and craving, and we get so much torn apart because we don't have titiksha. Titiksha is forbearance. Learn to bear all that what is coming to you as pain, suffering. Everything transforms. If you become needy, clingy, and restless, it will not solve. It worsens the pain in you. Buddhist masters, they practice it regularly. If there is pain in the body, they will not push away the pain. They practice titiksha. They watch the pain. The pain disintegrates on its own. Buddha called it as kayanupasana. All the sankharas which are stuck in the causal body, astral body, etheric body, annamaya kosham, all the sankharas will leave from the body through body sensations. Intense pain will come in the body. If you are really meditating, intense pain will come in the body. Practice titiksha. Learn to observe. People will get intense pain here, drilling pain in the third eye when the third eye is open. So have titiksha. Tolerance. Just watch, wait, witness. So friends, samam means control the mind, control of your five senses. Dhamma means control of the body. And uparati is withdrawing from all those sensory pleasures a little bit so that you can have all that time for yourself to enlighten yourself. And fourth is titiksha, forbearance, tolerance. And fifth is shraddha. What is shraddha? Pardon? Interest. Dedication.
True emotions.
Pardon?
True emotion.
True emotion. What is the true emotion means?
Having faith. Completely there.
Having faith. Who said this? Yeah, having faith. Have shraddha about the words of Guru. Have shraddha about what Lord Krishna has taught us. Have shraddha about what Buddha has taught us. Trikarana Suddhi. Manasa, Vacha, Karmena. If you want to become a master yourself, first you become a disciple, a seeker. Then have shraddha, practice shraddha. You have to show the shraddha. Unless shraddha is there, student will not become a real student. He will be sitting in the class, his mind is distracted, he is going, wandering here and there, he is dreaming all the time. That is not shraddha. Shraddha is you focus with so much faith, dedication, faith on the teaching, on that Guru who has Guru Vani. The words came out from the Guru, it's coming from the direct self-experience. He's inspiring you. Have Shraddha on those words. The entire life, Shirdi Baba was telling about this, Shraddha and Saburi. Shraddha also is sincerity plus seriousness. Be sincere. When you're following the words of Guru, be very sincere and be serious. Practice it. Without Shraddha, we will not progress. A seeker needs to have Shraddha. So, this so important treasure of all of us, we can cultivate it. All these 6 virtues can be cultivated. They are real treasures. How many have Shraddha? All of you actually, to some percentage or other. Without that Shraddha, you will not come to this Sunday class. You prefer something else. You made a choice to come here because your Shraddha is there. You want to understand the spirit of a seeker. You want to seek the unknown. Seek that knowledge which liberates you. Without Shraddha, it won't happen. What is Samadhana? The 6th one is called Samadhana.
Solution. Resolution.
And Samadhana. The word itself has got the meaning in it. Samam means what? Equal. Be equal. Stay equal with everything and everyone. All states of being equal, equanimous. That's the solution also. Samadhanam is actually means Telugu, it means answer. Samadhanam, solution, insight. Also means balance. Middle path also is Samadhana. It has many meanings, metaphorical meanings. What here Adi Shankaracharya was telling is about being in the equal state, in the middle state, in the balanced state of things. Thank you. This is called biggest treasure, Samadhana. When Buddha said middle path, he was talking about Samadhana. The path he has prescribed for everyone is the middle path, equal path, not falling onto the left, not falling onto the right. Stay in the middle. Don't go too much into samsara, don't go too much into nirvana. Stay in the middle path. Equally take equally all things. Hot and cold, take it equally. Winter and summer, take it equally. If we go into only one extreme, you like only winter, in summers you will suffer more. If you like only good people, with bad people you have so much suffering. Learn to be equal with everything and everyone. This is called Samadhana state. This actually leads us to Samadhi state. If you can practice Samadhana, it becomes your virtue, your real treasure. What happens is you will reach to Samadhi, where all answers you are going to find within you. So this is called Shat Sampati, which means 6 big treasures of every sadhak. So this concept we internalize today. This is the second important quality of practice of every seeker. Sadhana Chatushthayamu, Vivekam, Vairagyam, Mumukshutvam and Shat Sampatti. Shat Sampatti is Samamu, Damamu, Upparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhanam. Everybody is following this? Anybody needs more clarity? You can always ask me again. Okay. Then we'll go into the third point. This concept came while we were going to Life University day before yesterday. Loknath was asking me a few questions on the way while we were going to Life University land. So he asked me a question that people, they're always in the mind produces many tricks, it plays a lot of tricks, and we are not able to practice many things in the physical plane, translate into physical things. How to do that? Why and how to do that? This concept about empty mind has come to me that time. So the third point is make the best use of time. In the physical plane, what we have is time. In the time, those who are wasting the time, they will not get it back. Every single moment is very, very valuable and precious. Our laziness, we will be losing a lot of time out of laziness, procrastination. I will do it tomorrow. I am very lazy in the physical things, but spiritual things I am never lazy. All physical things I delay, brushing my teeth to all things, but when it comes to spirituality, I am alive. So much life force comes into me because this is so important. You can be physically lazy but spiritually very, very dynamic and active, because this is the quality of a seeker. This is the quality of a mumukshu, quality of a sadhak who is seeking the enlightenment. So friends, we need to always carry the empty mind. For that the tools are, be with the empty mind. Mind must be always in a zero state. People who can say, I'm a big zero, they can stay in empty mind. It's very hard to say I'm a zero. Say that I'm a Vedava, I'm a Chatta Vedava. That's okay to say that, because our mind is so stupid. It doesn't know anything. It only has ego in it. It says, I know all things, but we don't know anything. Stay with the empty mind. It actually creates an egoless state in you. All the self-importance for people, the negative self-importance, I am bigger than others, I am arrogant, I am, topper, all that comes because the egoic mind. It's the tricks of the mind. People, they suffer so much. All the billionaires, all the politicians, do you think that they are sleeping very well in their homes? All the toppers, they got big inflated egos, arrogance. I find a lot of happiness in the village people, rural villages. They no ego for them. For them, they live in the empty mind. They have compassionate hearts. This is a formula. We need to have empty mind, compassionate heart. Have full of compassion. Compassion is not I am superior than you or I am inferior than you. Compassion is equal. I am equal to you. That's called compassion. A spiritual person practices compassion. A non-spiritual person either becomes arrogant or inferior. They say, I am not good enough, I am unworthy, I am low, like that. Or they say, I am superior to you. They will treat somebody as superiors, somebody as inferior. That's the ego state. Compassionate heart is where you see the divinity in all of them, including you. You see the same divinity what is present in you in others. This is called compassionate heart. You respond every single moment with compassion. This is the quality of a seeker. Have the empty mind, compassionate heart, awakened soul. Initially, practicing awareness, mindfulness every single moment, it makes us one day awakened being. Practice awareness. Not only while you are meditating, but even otherwise, even other times. Rest of the 23 hours, 1 hour meditation you're doing, rest of the 23 hours practice awareness. Even when you're sleeping, sleep with awareness. While you're drifting into the sleep, carry awareness with you. The whole night you will be in the background, the witness consciousness will be witnessing everything. This is called awareness. So this leads us to awakened soul, and it all translates into heroic action. Actually, those who are zeros in their mind, they become heroes in their action. They become very heroic, like Jonathan Livingston Seagull, like Buddha. Buddha is the greatest hero, not Nagarjuna for me, not Kamal Hassan, Uttama villain, no. For me, Gautam Buddha is the greatest hero. Before Buddha and after Buddha, it is completely different. You can see the clear demarcation. And we need to consider them as the heroes. Mahavadar Babaji is a real hero. Jesus Christ is a real hero. Not Bill Gates. I don't consider Bill Gates as a hero. An awakened, enlightened being is a real hero because they are with empty minds, compassionate hearts, awakened souls. That's why you find all of them never wasting time. Have you seen Buddha wasting time? Have you seen Shirdi Baba wasting time? Dattatreya wasting time? No. They're constantly in action. Whatever they have realized, they constantly disseminate that knowledge to everyone. They do every moment without the mind. But we do a lot of things with mind. That's the only difference between Buddha and non-Buddha beings. If we can practice empty mind, compassionate heart, awakened soul, then heroic actions will arise from us. We will not waste any single moment of our life. Every moment becomes action oriented without any mind. You will create so many wonderful things on our Mother Earth. Before you leave and vacate the body, create something which is never existed before. Like how Shah Jahan created Taj Mahal. Create something here. Heroic action. This is what is called heroic action. We are not just born just one day to die. We are here to live our life with empty minds, no egoic mind, no playing tricks in the mind, compassionate heart, awakened soul, and mighty actions, heroic actions. Each one of us is a hero actually. But initially accept that you are a zero in the mind, zero in the ego. Kill the ego, chop the ego. So important for every sadhak. Every sadhak greatest stumbling block is their own ego. Their own mind. They struggle with their minds. They can't reach to no thought state. When they sit in meditation, all the time thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts about the past or the future. Never it is staying in the moment without thoughts. So friends, this is the third point. Let us all today onwards invoke this practice. Put it into practice. Not too lazy. No lazying around. Every single moment let us act from no mind, no thought, no ego. And the fourth point is called Svadhyaya Yoga. Every seeker practice Svadhyaya Yoga. What is Svadhyaya Yoga means? Self-study. Yes. Self-study. Svadhyaya means self-study. Swa means self. Adhyaya means study. Svadhyaya meaning, actually original meaning is study of your own self. It's called Svadhyaya. But initially before you study yourself, you will have some theoretical foundation from the books that you read, scriptures that you read. Constantly read books written by masters. Carry a book with you. Paramahamsa Yogananda. If you have not read Paramahamsa Yogananda Autobiography Yogi, we really miss so much. If you have not read Osho Rajneesh, we have really missed some part of it. Read all masters like honey bees, how they collect nectar from all flowers without any discrimination. If you say, I will only learn from Osho Rajneesh, you are stuck there. Have honey from even other masters also, nectar from Buddha also. Learn from Jesus Christ also. Learn from Muhammad Pravakta also, Muhammad Prophet also. All masters. Why do we discriminate? Why do we judge? Whom are we to judge? All masters are self-realized. Each one has something to contribute to us. Svadhyaya Yoga means learning from all masters. The theoretical aspects. All their experiences will inspire us to go into our own self. Then you can study yourself. If you teach, if you learn from Dhammapada, long back I took 6 months time to read Dhammapada, to understand the teachings of Buddha. Why Buddha is, after 2500 years, we still remember him. Many countries, they became Buddhist countries. I want to understand what is the knowledge of Buddha. I opened Dhammapada. It took 6 months time to understand each and every sentence Buddha has spoken. It takes that much time. It's not just parrot-like reading. If you just cram up things, it won't come. You have to internalize it, digest it, assimilate it. Then you know what Buddha was speaking. Svadhyaya Yoga means that. When you are reading a book, after sufficient awareness levels are reached, you become the teaching. Whatever is written in that book, you will start actually experiencing it. So many people, when they start reading books, they started experiencing transformation, right? Many of you, how many read Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss? They experienced some kind of beautiful experience. And how many read Autobiography Yogi, Paramahamsa Yogananda ji? Yeah. So all these books, when we read, you are not only just with the words, you are with the energy which is there behind the words. You are there with the teachings of that master. You are there with that knowledge of the master. What is unspoken between the words, you will listen to it. That's what happens. This is called Svadhyaya Yoga. It makes you go into your own self. You study yourself. This is what is called Svadhyaya Yoga. This is highly recommended practice for all the seekers of truth. Ready to learn every single moment. And the fifth one is called Sangha. For every seeker of truth, have spiritual friends. Before this, we have more playing card friends, tennis friends, and Rotary Club friends, and this club, that club friends, all of that, you know. But after meditation, spiritual path you come, you have spiritual friends. Because your companionship with like-minded people will inspire you, which will create a kind of beautiful energy field around you. According to your company, with bad company, people will become bad. That's why we say to our children, have good friends. We all parents, mothers and fathers, they want their children to make good friends only. If the child will be doing friendship with a drug addict, with people, with students who are taking drugs, he will learn how to take drugs. A smoker, if a child is going to a smoker, and he will learn how to smoke. But if a child is going to a person who is a meditator, he will learn meditation. Company is so important. For every seeker, have spiritual friends. This is called, Buddha called it as Sangham. He said, take refuge in the Sangha. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. He said, just bow down, surrender. Dedicate yourself to the Sangha. Be friends with Sangha. Then the whole Sangha evolves. You learn from each other. You inspire from each other. This is what is so important for all seekers. This is the spirit of a seeker. And sixth point is humility, Vinayam. One day when we start knowing everything, we come to know that I don't know anything. The best statement I have heard is I don't know. People who say I don't know, they're so open-minded. People say I know, they're very arrogant. Even intellectual arrogance, spiritual arrogance is the biggest stumbling block. It comes to us. Have humbleness, humility. Like a Buddha, like Lao Tzu, Chuang Tzu. They're ready to learn from a 3-year-old small girl and boy. A 90-year-old man can learn from them. Learn to chop that arrogance in us all the time. Know that we don't know anything. Zen masters, they say it's called beginner's mind. Have the beginner's mind. All the time ready to learn new things. Because what we collected as a pearl of wisdom was only from one pearl in front of the big seashore. There are many, many pearls of wisdom. Always we need to carry this humbleness and humility. Know that we don't know anything. It's vast, the oceanic knowledge this is. Always who live in this zero empty state of their minds, they absorb it. This knowledge is absorbed by them. The true spirit of a seeker is humility. A Zen master sees this, how a disciple is coming and sitting in front. If a disciple is sitting with a body posture, they observe everything keenly. They know whether this person is ready or not. If the person is full of ego, body language shows it, the breath shows it, and gestures they show it. They know it. If a person is empty, with humbleness, humility, Zen master knows. Just one word from the Zen master, the person is awakened. Just one haiku, one Zen haiku, one statement, it makes them come out. Bodhidharma, he was such a Zen master. He's another Buddha. Bodhidharma one day said to Huoku, bring your mind so that I can enlighten you. Because this disciple has come with his mind. He said, oh Guru, I seek enlightenment. Give me enlightenment. He said, I will give you enlightenment, but bring your mind to me. He searched for his mind everywhere. He thought he will bring his mind with some concrete definition and all that. He failed. He said, I failed. Then Bodhidharma said, now your mind is clean, purified, because you failed. His ego is failed. He's ready to learn now. Because unless the ego is chopped off, the mind is kicked out. A master has many devices sometimes. They're very harsh in their methods. Like a Vemanacharya who said, like a dhobi, how a dhobi cleans the clothes, he goes to dhobi ghat and keeps hitting and hitting so that all the dirt will come out. A master, a compassionate master also, never mind to clean all those nonsense and impurities and mind. They need so much scoldings and kickings and all that. This is called Zen mastery. They teach all the time humility. With arrogance and ego, nobody can really seek the knowledge. You have to go to a master, bow down. Learn with humbleness, humility. Then you really learn. And the seventh is surrender and the spirit of service. This is another important quality of seeker. Surrender all your efforts. Surrender even seeking also. So far your efforts will take you to one stage, but it's not. At one stage you have to surrender to everything. Surrender the efforts also. Surrender to that big Sarva Bhutatma, something which is much bigger than us. Surrender to it. Give up your hands. Say, I don't know. Please take me. Because our spiritual sadhana will take us to third eye level. But after that, surrender. You can't force yourself to Sahasrara. This is called happening. Up to here, your third eye, your effort will take you. Till 99th point, 99 degrees, you can put your efforts. But to reach to that 100th degree boiling point, you need to surrender. So, one day, enlightenment happens when you surrender to your own soul, which is all the time connected to the greater soul, or called Sarva Bhutatma, which is called collective soul, the universal soul, Paramatma, or whatever that is, unnamed, God. This is called surrender. This is called Bhakti Yoga. We need to have Bhakti also. This is the spirit of a seeker. This is called Sadhyo Bhakti. This Bhakti is not Muda Bhakti. This is called Sadhyo Bhakti. You are initially beginning your journey with the intense desire as a mumukshu. You want to learn, seek that enlightenment, knowledge, but somewhere you need to surrender that. And then the spirit of service, all the time serve. A seeker who serves the service of life, they will all the time be carried by the universe like a small baby. You will be held by the universe. Something which is bigger than us is holding us. We think we are now, nobody loves me, but no, universe loves you. The whole universe, cosmos, galaxies, all the stars, everything is loving you. They are holding you like a small baby. We don't recognize it because we are egoistic. We have not stepped out of our own minds. How can we realize it? This is called surrender. Those who serve the life, humanity, animals, plants, children, serve a cause, they're submitting themselves to much more greater force. That's why this is called, service is called Nishkama Karma. Don't have any expectation. All business are run by expectations. We don't do any business just without any expectation, right? What do I get is the first question we ask. I invest this money, what do I get? But I am speaking about service which is no expectation. You are not expecting somebody to say thank you also to you. Don't expect even thank you also. Just serve. All the ashrams, spiritual ashrams, that's why service is recommended for all the disciples. Why? Because they learn how to surrender to that greater knowledge, greater being. They surrender their ego. They learn to surrender through path of service. Always give some time for service.
So, like when you serve, even expecting the well-being of the person whom you're serving, or is also
you don't need to expect the well-being of other person. Serving is important. Not to expect anything. Though we all have, that intention that this must help. But don't cling to that thought. We want to help others. We want to serve others. But there are many other forces, greater forces, and free will of that person also is operating. That's why just remove yourself from that. Just serve. Offer your service. Whether it is a word service, whether it is a service of your time, whether you are sweeping the floor, it's also service. Whether you are sometimes planting trees, that's a service. In service of life, you are investing some time without any expectation. No, that's the path of spirituality. Go to the streets without any expectation. Help the beggars. Don't expect anything. Don't even expect that they should smile at you. No expectation. Just go and whatever way that you can serve them, serve them. Whatever way it is. This is called path of Nishkama Karma. Lord Krishna recommended it. Highest form of karma that we can do, Nishkama Karma. Karma phala tyagam. Do it without expecting any fruits of it. This takes us to the real heights of our own spiritual practices. One day it will take us to that heights of wisdom. So friends, finally when we are surrendering, we also learn that what we are seeking is actually the seeker. Seek the seeker. Initially we seek what is not inside us. We seek something outside, everywhere. The truth we search everywhere. Maybe we go to that guru has some truth in it. Or we seek this, that, everything. But seek the seeker. The real seeking is that you are seeking that seeker. So this which is seeking is that which is sought. It's a great thought, a great insight which shatters us. Ramana Maharshi realized it. What is the seeking actually is seeking yourself, the seeker in you. Nothing else. You're already that. That's why he said you're already that. What you're seeking is all rubbish and nonsense. At that stage it is nonsense. All seeking is nonsense. It is just because you're already that. Seeking, seeker, seeked or sought, all of them, they become one. It's all one. One day, the seventh point, surrender, the path of service, takes you to that point. You laugh. It's a big comedy then. A divine comedy. That which is sought is this which is seeking. ఏదైతే వెతుకుతున్నామో, దేనికోసమైతే వెతుకుతున్నామో, ఆ వెతుకులాట ఆడేవాడే వాడు, నిజమైన వాడు. ఆ నిజమైన భగవంతుడని, దేవుడిని కాన్స్టెంట్గా దేవుడు ఎక్కడ నేను వెతుక్కుంటున్నామే, అదే దేవుడు. వాడే దేవుడు, ఆమె దేవుడు. ఆ లోపల ఉండేవాడే దేవుడు. ఆ వెతుకులాట, దేవులాట ఆడేవాడే దేవుడు. That is what is called as seeker and seeking and becoming one. So friends, Ramana Maharshi is a great example. Gautam Buddha is a great example who reached to that non-dual consciousness. They realized that the seeker and seeking, the noun and the verb and the adverbs and pronouns, all of them is one. They are not different. In the very act of seeking, you are initially going out. You're seeking somewhere, you're thinking that it's there in Himalayas, it's there in the books. But all that effort is also important, required. We have to be first a disciple in order to become a master. We have to really master the discipline. So, to recap today's these points, the first point that we learned is about Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa, Atma Sakshatkaram. This is the first thing that spirit of a seeker, we carry it with us. Listen more, repeat it, recapitulate that knowledge, and Nididhyasa is a practice, translate into practice, and Atma Sakshatkar. These are the fruits of your own, these practices of Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. And the second is Sadhana Chatushtayam. by Adi Shankaracharya. This is the spirit of a seeker. This is the second important practice we carry. Vivekamu, Vairagyamu, and Mumukshatvamu, and Shat Sampatti. In the Shat Sampatti, we practice Samamu, which means control of the mind, control of your five senses. Not to be all the time spending time with your husband and wife. Give yourself time for meditation also. Give yourself away little time. All the time only honeymoon means it's not going to work. Have honeymoon with God, with the source, the divine romance. It's so important. This samam is so important. Dhammam, body control. Control the body. Like how we do Mauna Vrat. We do all kinds of vrats because it's control of the body. Yoga gives us great control over the body. You become the master of the body. In Himalayas, people, yogis, they practice this. For 10 years he will say, I will keep my hand only in the air, my right hand up in the air. For 10 years they will not keep it down. Even when sleeping, the hand will be up. They will make sure that this hand will be up like this in the air. This is a vrat, 10 years vrat. Or in autobiography of yogi, one yogi stays like that almost for whole life, 80 years. Even Mahakumbh Mela, if you have visited, you will find these sadhus who are trying to master Dhamma. They say, I will sleep on only the bed of nails and thorns. You will actually find them there. They will not sleep on the soft beds. They will sleep on that. They will not be harmed because it's the Dhammam, the practice. And Uparati, as I said, withdraw from all the sensory pleasures. Delay your gratification. You want to eat 3 ice creams? You say, I will not eat ice cream till 3 more days. Delay your gratification. Uparati. All the time rati is you lose in the pleasures of life. When do we get enlightened? When? Uparati. And titiksha is forbearance, is the greatest sampada that we can have. Have patience, tolerance. Even somebody gets pain, people don't need to get relieved of pain immediately. Let it be. Watch the pain. Have tolerance. In meditation, people experience pain. They will be worrying too much and all this. Your body, you need to practice titiksha. Even in the mind, practice titiksha. Even in life, practice titiksha, forbearance. And practice shraddha, faith. Dedicate yourself. Trikarana shuddhi, manasa vacha karmena. And samadhana, being equal. Practice equanimity. And third thing is, all the seekers, no laziness. Laziness is against the spiritual law of universe. All the time, make use of the best use of time that you have. Like how Adi Shankaracharya used best of his time. Only he lived for 33 years. The amount of work he has done, we can't estimate. The quality of life he has led is nothing to do with how many years you lived. It means how much qualitatively you lived every single moment. You may live only 30 years, doesn't matter. You don't need to live 100 years also. But if you live that intensely, passionately, every single moment, alive, awareness, that's called quality life. Make use of the best use of the time. Adi Shankaracharya, you still wonder, I wonder, how could he write so many scriptures? People are even studying, even now, to understand the depth of whatever he has delivered as teachings. How could he write those things? He made best use of the time. He left something very beautiful for the entire humanity. If we have to live, let us all live like Adi Shankaracharya. We, just like him, we make best use of every single moment. No laziness. Empty mind, we carry this formula with us. Empty mind, compassionate heart, awakened soul, and all the time heroic actions. Think about what I'm going to create, what I can create today, which is not existing here. What can I create? Sometimes we can do small creations and we can really do it every single moment, every single day. Swadhyaya Yoga is the fourth point that we carry with us. This is the spirit of a seeker. We constantly read. There are millions of spiritual books now. You have Kindle, you have book readers, you have PDF versions, soft copies. You don't need to buy physical books. I always carry my iPad, and that Kindle is there. I carry almost thousands of books in it, and whenever I get time, I will read, because I learned so much from all the masters. Still, I feel like I have not learned anything. I am a just big zero. There's so many things that we do not know. As Shakespeare said, Horatio, there's so many things I do not know. The world is full of mystery. There's so much that we do not know. And the fifth point is Sangha. Have spiritual friends. If you want to grow in the spiritual path, have many spiritual friends. Well, I observed, I used to have in the medical college when I stepped into spiritual path. Before that, I used to have smoking friends. I used to have all the chit-chatting friends, gossiping friends, nonsense, all that nonsense we used to do. But after I entered into my path of meditation, all these friends went away. My circle has become different. I only spiritual friends into my life. From the time I had only Sangha with me. Wherever I go, I have a Sangha with me. Whichever town, wherever I go, I have Sangha with me. Now I am the most richest person not because of money. I have great friends. If I go to Italy, I have spiritual friends. South America, Peru, I have spiritual friends. Have many spiritual friends. Now all the social media also connects to us to the spiritual friends. That's the best use of our telecommunications, or the media that we have, is to have spiritual friendships. Through spiritual friendship, we can always mutually learn from each other. And sixth is humility. Vinayamo videyata. I always bow down to my Guru. Even in spite, I may learn, I may go to 100 countries and all that, nothing, but I bow down to my first Guru is my mother, my second Guru is my father, my third Guru is my Patriji, who taught me meditation. I bow down to them. In spite of all things, always learn to be humble, learn humility. Whoever taught you, your first mother, your mother taught you so many things. She did not expect anything from you, except she wanted to just give you this gift of life to you. Be humble. She can teach you so many things. Your father and your Guru. That's why we say Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Be humble. Seventh point, surrender and spirit of service. All the time, surrender something, even the effort and everything, to much more greater than you, whatever is greater than you, which takes over. It comes as a grace to you. Enlightenment happens. Enlightenment will not happen by your effort. It comes as a grace. Your effort will take you to only one stage. After that, from there it descends down. You need to be so ready. You need to prepare the land, till the land, plow the land, and everything is prepared in the land. The seed is sown and it becomes a tree. If the land is not ready, without plowing the land, without making it fertile, any seeds you'll sow, it will not germinate. The same way, this is called surrender. Prepare yourself. That's what effort is. then drop all the efforts. It's called effortlessness. Do your work, then drop your work. This is called path of surrender. So this is another important quality of a seeker. And know finally that seek the seeker. Your soul, which is seeking everything, you are already that. You are actually seeking your soul. Come back to yourself. So friends, we'll all say today the great words of Buddha. This is actually paying respects to Buddha. Buddha's mouth, these three sentences came out. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. All of us, let us say, Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. We turn to our friend who is sitting next to us. We just bow down a little bit like this. You know how a Tibetan monk bows down? Just a little bit. Don't need to touch the floor, but just bow down with respect. Because we also see the Buddha in the other person. Because this is a potential Buddha. All of us one day are become Buddhas. Potential Buddhas. We are future Buddhas. So we turn to one friend, three friends, or just pull up and we say, we all sing now. Okay? We do this now. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Dharmam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. We take refuge in Buddha, we take refuge in Dharma, the teachings, the wisdom. We take refuge in the Sangha. These are the three important things that Buddha has prescribed his whole life. And whoever has dedicated themselves for the Buddhahood, they will attain Buddhahood. Those who have dedicated themselves to Dharma, Dharmam Saranam, evarni varu arpinchukunnaro dharmaniki, they become the Dharma. They follow the Dharma. They are also carriers, messengers of Dharma. Those who have taken the refuge in the Sangha, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, they also, the whole Sangha, the field, will carry them. We also realize that we are one being. We are interbeings, interconnected, interbeings. So friends, we will also today pay respect to Buddha, who walked on this earth plane, who actually has sown the seeds of Buddhahood. Today is a celebration of Maitreya Buddhahood. Buddha said after 2500 years, there are going to be many Buddhas. The future Buddhas are all called as Maitreya Buddhas. He said it's not one person, it's the many Buddhas each one of us, this Maitreya Buddha is there. This Buddha that's coming up in all of us, emerging, is called Maitreya Buddha. Today we all meditate, and today we will honor our Buddha, the Gautam Siddhartha, who became such a great Buddha and who opened the path for all of us, this possibility that every human becomes enlightened. Meditation is very simple. We sit calmly, silently, with joining the two hands together. We close our eyes and we observe the breath. We notice the breath. We practice around 20 minutes now. Close your eyes, sitting comfortably. Just notice your breath. There's no hurry, no need to rush, no need to think about anything. You're just observing. Observe your breath. Today is such a great day for all of us. Lord Buddha was born on this day, and also Lord enlightened on this day, Buddha Purnima. He opened the doors for this possibility of enlightenment, awakening for the whole humanity, for everyone. He carried with him the spirit of a seeker, the spirit of a master, spirit of an enlightened being. Today, let us all practice what Buddha has practiced his whole life. Anapanasati. The simple practice in a comfortable posture, closed eyes, mindfulness of breathing. If the mind is wandering here and there, become aware of the wanderings of the mind. Bring your mind back to your breath. Notice the inhalation and notice the exhalation. If the breath is long and deep, let it be long and deep. If the breath is short and shallow, let it be short and shallow. Normal, natural breathing need to be observed. Become aware of it. Every sound, the temple bells, gongs, Tibetan bowl sounds, it makes you more alert and aware, conscious. The whole purpose of meditation is to be aware, to become more aware, to become more conscious, more focused. breath is the key to stop the monkey mind. As you follow your in-breath and your out-breath very diligently, the mind dissolves, mind stops, becomes zero. This is what the gift that Buddha has given to the humanity. This is the Anapanasati gift. This is how we can celebrate today the birthday of Enlightenment Day of Buddha, by paying attention to our in-breath and out-breath and making the mind still and calm and zero. This is how we can show our gratitude to the Buddhahood, Buddha Master. Emptying the mind, just by following our every single breath. Make the mind empty and zero. Witness what is happening in this emptiness of the mind. Being centered in that emptiness, observe the quality of your breath and whatever is happening in you. Witness everything as it is. Even if there is unpleasant sensations in the body, painful sensations, just observe, witness. Let us practice titiksha, sitting in the same posture without movement. Let us practice titiksha of the mind. The mind which is trying to different tricks, wants to go dream and here and there, fantasize a lot of things. Have titiksha. Just remain in your center. Observe that wanderings of the mind. Come back to your breath. Come back to your empty center. Let us practice Damamu, Samamu, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhanam. All the 6 virtues. Damamu is control of the body. Samamu is control of your mind. Uparati is all the pleasures that the physical self, mental self is seeking constantly. Withdraw from all those pleasures. You can redirect this energy to know yourself. Titiksha is forbearance, tolerance. Observe everything minutely, skillfully, diligently, without resisting anything. Shraddha, have all the faith. Trikarana Suddhika, sincerity and seriousness. Let us do the sadhana. Samadhanam, being equal to everything as it is. No high and low, no less or more, no left or right, no good or bad. Let us go beyond this. Concepts, assumptions, prejudices, judgments. Be in that state of samadhana. equal to everything. Vivekamu, Vairagyamu, Mumukshutvam, and Shat Sampatti. Let us continue this practice another 5 minutes. We're going towards what is real in us, what is essential in us, what is unreal, what is not essential, what is going to disappear after some time. We'll let go of it. Let us move towards what is real. This practice is called Neti Neti. Let go practice. I let go of what is non-essential. I embrace what is essential in me. What is essential in you is your essence, your soul, your God being in you. This is called Viveka. Let us have Vairagya, dispassion, detachment, non-clinging. No need and greed. Let us have this mokshatvam, intense yearning for reach to that moksham, enlightenment, awakening, Buddhahood, Christhood, Krishnahood. Another 3 minutes, just observe what is happening in you. In this empty mind which has become silent, still and zero. The breath which has slowed down to a great extent. The mind which is now very calm, tranquil. Just observe this. Even observe what is happening in this empty state. Last 2 minutes. Last 1 minute. Absolute zero state. Remain still, silent in your mind, in your body. 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, friends, whenever you are ready, slowly you may touch your eyes with your hands, place your palms, fingers on your eyes for a few seconds, and slowly you may open your eyes. That's wonderful. Welcome back. Meditation makes us be reborn again as a new being. Every time you meditate, you will die to your past. You will let go of so many things. You will die to your non-essential things. Every meditation, you are reborn with more essentials, with more life force, with more alertness, consciousness, awareness, more soul in you. Every meditation makes us do that. The spirit of a seeker is actually to lead a meditative life, where you practice meditation and you lead a meditative life, which means that you live every moment, every single moment with full participation in life, with full awareness every single moment. Today being the Buddha Purnima, we really absorb the spirit of a seeker, inspired by Buddha. Again and again and again. We continue, friends. Now I open this to sharing, and any kind of questions, anything that you want to share, you're most welcome. So we give first chance to anybody who has joined today, first time you're coming from different place and first time joined here, you're most welcome. First, those who can raise their hand and say what you want to ask or what you want to share. Any newcomers today want to share first time? Yeah, most welcome to. Yeah, you can come here, and or else wherever you prefer you can come here, but everyone sees you. First you can share your name, where you are coming from, and then what's your question. And
my name is Uma Mahesh. Today I joined this.
You joined this.
I want to learn this.
Right, you want to learn this.
Meditations and all.
Right.
It's a pleasant experience.
Keep close to the.
Today I reached max in meditation state.
Ah,
Thank you a lot.
that's wonderful. It's a pleasant experience.
Yes.
I want to know what is that pleasant experience is, because
Deeper state I am.
deeper state, no mind state, mind is zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can understand now. We can understand your pleasantness.
Yeah. Yes.
The pleasant experience. Mind is calm. It's a pleasant experience. It's a tranquil mind.
Yes.
You know, that's really wonderful. It's the first time you are doing this kind of breath watching practice.
No, every day.
You already practiced, right? Yeah. Any questions you have?
No, sir.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank you. And anybody else want to share? Questions you have, you're most welcome. Now it's open for everyone. So, yes, madam, please. Harika.
సార్ నాకు తెలుగు వచ్చు.
తెలుగులో మాట్లాడండి, మేమంతా తెలుగు వాళ్ళం.
నా పేరు లతా కోలని. నేను ధ్యానం ఆల్రెడీ చేస్తున్నాను. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ నేను పత్రి సార్కి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలి. నెక్స్ట్ ఈరోజు నాకు ప్రాక్టికల్గా ఎలా చేయాలి, బాగా దీన్ని ఎలా ఫాలో అవ్వాలని సార్ చెప్పారు. చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ సార్. అంటే నాకు ధ్యానం చేస్తా ఉంటే ఒళ్ళు అంటే కింద అంటే ఊగేటట్టు సమ్ టైమ్స్ నా శరీరం నా దగ్గరే ఉండదు. కాకపోతే అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటాను, దొల్లుతుంది, ఇలా అంతా అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు సార్ నాకు గైడ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు, ఓవర్గా ఎనర్జీ తీసుకోకూడదు, తక్కువ తీసుకోకూడదు, అది బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తూ తీసుకోవాలి అనేసి. అలా ఇప్పుడు నాకు ట్రైనింగ్ అయింది. అది చాలా బాగుంది. సార్ ఈరోజు నాకు ఆదిశంకరాచార్య గురించి ఇది క్లాస్ చెప్పారు కదా, నేను ఒక సంతోషమైన విషయం చెప్పుకుంటాను. ఆదిశంకరాచార్య ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఆల్రెడీ 17 ఏళ్ళ అమ్మాయి ఉంది. నా జీవితంలో ధ్యానంకి వచ్చినాక చాలా పెద్ద మార్పు వచ్చి ఇది నా చివరి జీవితంగా నేను ఎంపిక చేసుకొచ్చాను. దానికి ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన్నాను. ఆదిశంకరాచార్య ఆ జన్మలో నా కొడుకు తిరిగి ఇప్పుడు జన్మ తీసుకున్నాడు. 2 ఏళ్ళ బాబు ఇప్పుడు. ఎందుకంటే అప్పుడు 7 ఏళ్ళు నాకు అసలు జ్ఞానం లేదు, ఆయన గురించి విషయం అస్సలు తెలియదు. కానీ ఒకసారి ధ్యానంలో నేను 7 ఏళ్ళు అప్పుడు వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోయాను. నీకు నా మీద చాలా బాధ ఉంది, అది నీకు ఈ జన్మ చివరి జన్మ, ఈ జన్మ వదిలితే మళ్ళీ నేను రాలేను, నేను కలవలేను, కాబట్టి ఈ జన్మలో ఈ రుణం తీసుకోవడం కోసం నీకు నేను తిరిగి వచ్చి పుడుతున్నానని సార్ స్వామీజీ జన్మ తీసుకున్నారు సార్. బాబుకి ఇప్పుడు 18 ఏళ్ళు, బాబుకి 2 ఏళ్ళు సార్. చాలా అద్భుతం, అనుభవిస్తేనే తెలుస్తుంది ఆ ధ్యానం గురించి. నిజంగా నా జీవితం ఎంత ధన్యమైందో, ఎలా అంతా తీసుకొచ్చినానో ఒక్కసారి అలా తిరగేస్తే ఎంత అద్భుతంగా ఉందో నా జీవితం అని తెలుస్తుంది.
వండర్ఫుల్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ
మేడం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
పత్రి సార్ ఇంకొకసారి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పుకుంటాను. లాస్ట్ టైం కలిసినప్పుడు సార్ నేను మీ అంత గొప్పదాన్ని అవ్వాలి సార్ అన్నప్పుడు ఇలా ఓకే మేడం మీరు అనుకున్నది జరుగుతుంది అన్నారు. నాకు ఇక్కడ ట్రైనింగ్ జరుగుతుంది, చాలా సంతోషంగా సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. That's wonderful. Thank you. మన జీవితం అంత అద్భుతంగా జీవించవచ్చు ధ్యానమయమైనటువంటి జీవితంతో, ఎంతో బ్యాలెన్స్డ్గా మంచి మార్గంలో. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్స్ అగైన్. అండ్ యా, యూ వాంట్ టు షేర్? అండ్ who else want to share? Most welcome. Sharing is so important in the Sangha. Otherwise, I will call you. You can share in very, very briefly, nutshell. Okay, friends, I will call you. You can, Banu, you can come here and share. What comes to you in briefly, very briefly. Because sharing is so important. He is another Jonathan Livingston Seagull. He is my inspiration too.
చాలా తక్కువ సార్లు రెస్ట్లెస్ గా అనిపిస్తుంది మీరు గైడ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఈరోజు కంప్లీట్ రెస్ట్లెస్ గా పడుకుని పోయింది సార్.
ఓకే.
బట్ వెరీ రిలాక్స్డ్ స్టేట్లోకి వెళ్ళాను. అవేర్నెస్ అనేది కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది.
Right.
That was my experience.
So, where is this restlessness coming to you?
I think my body wants rest.
Body wants to rest?
Yes.
Yeah. So, sometimes in meditation, the body says, I want to have a different posture, different position. You need to allow it. Then meditation happens. For body, asana, a particular asana, specific asana is not required. For the body, need to be in very relaxed condition. It has to be sometimes even lying down also is fine. Some people who have some kind of discomforts in the body, it is not cooperating for the practice of meditation. You can sit in the sofa, you have back pain, sit in the sofa and meditate. Sit in the chair and you can meditate. That's what you have done. It's not restlessness of the mind, it's the body which wants to actually find a different posture.
యాక్చువల్లీ మీరు క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నప్పుడు ఒక పాయింట్ బాగా టచ్ చేస్తాను. అంటే బాగా పెయిన్స్ వస్తుంటాయి. ఇది ఏంటంటే కాజల్ బాడీ నుండి ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాణకోశ డిఫరెంట్ కోశాస్ నుండి వచ్చినవి ఎలా రిలీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. అది
Right.
సో మెడిటేషన్లో కూర్చున్నప్పుడు కంప్లీట్గా హెవీ పెయిన్స్ వచ్చి అలా నిద్రలోకి వెళ్ళిపోయాను.
Right, yeah.
సరెండర్ స్టేట్లో నేను చేయాలి ఆ స్టేట్లోకి.
Yeah. So titiksha is important. In that case, where intense pains are coming in the meditation, that moment just witness. Not get attached to it, not cling to the pain. But instead, watch the pain from outside. That moves away. What comes into your awareness field also it dissolves. What rises also shall pass away. That's the key principle in meditation. Thank you, Bhanu. That's really wonderful. Very good. So, one more sharing. Madam, మీరు బుద్ధ పూర్ణిమ సందర్భంగా నమస్కారం.
ధ్యానం చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ బాగా కాళ్ళు నొప్పులు ఇవన్నీ వచ్చేసినాయండి, కూర్చోలేకపోయాను. ఆ తర్వాత నాలోనే ఏదో కదలకుండా కాళ్ళు చేతులు ఏమీ కదలకుండా కనీసం ఏళ్ళు కూడా ఇలా అనకుండా అట్లాగే కూర్చో నాలో ఎవరు చెప్తున్నట్టు అనిపించింది. ఇంకా అలా కూర్చోగానే ఏమీ లాగలేదండి. చాలా బాగా కూర్చోలేదు, తెలియలేదు.
వండర్ఫుల్ మేడం, వండర్ఫుల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో వన్ మోర్ షేరింగ్. యా ప్లీజ్. యా క్వశ్చన్. యా you tell your name first and where you're coming from.
My name is Adya. I'm from Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah. You told during explaining that Vairagya, you have to detach with your family, friends. But how can we detach with our family and friends? Because we are attached from our childhood and...
Okay. We have to... Now I'll answer your question.
What is the meaning of this detachment? Up to which level we have to detach? Up to which level we have to attach?
Okay. So, Vairagya, which means detachment. It doesn't mean that you should leave your family, should leave your friends, leave your job. You'll be staying with your family, but not getting entangled, emotionally enmeshed.
But we have some emotions.
All that emotions, only a spiritual sadhak knows how to draw a line. These emotions will never help us. It will suck you into more emotional whirlpools. You'll keep on becoming more angry, more sad. Like that, many lifetimes we spend and waste our lives also. What helps us is this learning to how to stay detachedly. Raga Dvesha, which makes you get attached. Raga Dveshalu always makes you get attached to things. Vairagya is viraga, means which makes you detach. You become more of an outsider, observer. So that way you will retain your energy. You will not lose your energy. Lot of our energy is lost in the emotional dynamics in our relationships. Even people, they start losing their energy because of this clinging. What is attachment? Attachment is clinging. If you cling to anything, you will also develop a fear that I will lose it. For example, you're clinging to money, you got a lot of money and you clinging to it. What happens is you develop a fear. What if I do lose this money? What if income tax people will take away this money? What if these thieves will come and rob away my money? You have a lot of gold, you cling to the gold. You think that this gold is so precious and you cling to it, you are attached to it. What will happen? You will get the misery in the mind. It starts the moment you cling to it. The moment you know, this is there, I enjoy it now, but even if I lose, don't worry, no problem, I let go of it. How about this state? If you compare these two states, when you are attached, more misery and suffering you are getting. By staying detached, you are not getting any misery. You have that flexibility of even letting go of it at any single point of time. What happens? You retain your energy, which is invested for your spiritual growth or your higher development. So in the human plane, many of us, because of the raga dveshas, emotionally we get entangled. This clinging, neediness, desperation and cravings, attachments, it will make us enmesh. We get enmeshed. We're trapped into the matrix. We can't come out of it unless we take a resolve. We take a decision that I now practice detachment. Even though you go through a lot of situations which are very turbulent, you can still stay detached. Nothing touches you. To the person who is actually made a resolve that I will practice detachment, it's just like a drop of water on the lotus leaf. How it stays? Not attached. It stays on the lotus leaf but not attached. You will live in the samsara. You will not leave it. You will go through all kinds of experiences. You will be in the family life, you will have children, you have job, you will be doing all things but not attached, not clinging, not craving. But with this resolve, with this decision, I stay detached. One day you have to let go of this life also. You will not cling to this life, this body. We must be ready to let go of this body one day, because it's the nature of this body. One day it dissolves. We have to discard it. How the clothes they get torn, one day this will be torn. You will leave it, not to cling it. Otherwise the last moments we'll cry. For dying also we cry. So this is an important practice. I think you got it now, what I'm trying to say. You got some idea about it. Maybe with the practice you will be able to. I'll give you one more example. If I'm a doctor, if I'm attached to my patients, for example, I start crying. The patient comes and says, I have a headache. Oh, you got a headache. I will also start crying. How can I teach? How can I help him? I have to stay detached. With the real detachment, compassion flows. If you are attached, compassion never flows. Love never flows. Even relationships, also same way. Your family, your friends. If you are attached, you become possessive. That's not true love. Possessiveness is possession, like a devil and evil. You possess somebody. Love is freedom. You stay detached. You respect others' freedom, the space. So real love is possible, compassion is possible when we are detached, not attached. So we'll be able to even respect life also with detachment. Okay, thank you so much for this question.
One more.
Yeah, one more question.
You told that you told that while master is speaking, you should not talk. You have to listen. But if we have any doubt, so we should wait for finishing their speech.
Stop now. No. Stop. I said stop. Not smile. No talk. Wait. Till I speak. Wait. You have to learn to wait.
We have to wait.
No speed. Please wait. What I am trying to do here, I am teaching her how to wait, how to listen. Otherwise she has so many, mind is preoccupied with, I have to ask this, that. Your mind is preoccupied, whatever I say, it won't go inside. I made your mind silent now. You are ready to now listen. Okay? Whatever I say now, if you are with silence, you have doubts, then you have to raise your hand. And you will get an opportunity. I will say, come, now you ask your question. Till then you should not open your mouth. That's what is important. Why? Because you have to be like an empty container, empty bowl. Only when you are empty bowl, you can receive. Like this Zen master story, you remember, you know, the tea ceremony, the tea is full of tea in the cup. It can't hold new tea. It overflows. Your mind is already full with questions, confusions and doubts. You will not receive. Empty this, completely empty. Become an empty container. Then you can receive. And still a doubt remains, raise your hand. Wait till your opportunity comes. Okay, you got it now? Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Very good. So one more, Kiranji, please. On this occasion, please speak.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్. నేను 2 విషయాలు చెప్తాను అనుకుంటున్నాను ఈరోజు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ చేసింది. మొదట నేను కిందనే కూర్చోలేను ఎక్కువసేపు. సో చాలా
I think it's not on.
చాలా కష్టమైంది నాకు కూర్చోవడం. బట్ దమా అండ్ దీక్ష ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలని కూర్చున్నాను. బట్ అట్ ది ఎండ్ ఐ ఫెల్ట్ నో పెయిన్ ఇన్ మై బ్యాక్, వెరీ రిలాక్స్డ్. రెండో విషయం, ఈరోజు నాకు అర్థమైంది, నాకు ఏమీ తెలియదని అర్థమైంది. ప్రతి క్లాస్ న్యూటన్ సార్ చెప్పిన తర్వాత ఓకే ఈరోజు చాలా బాగా అర్థం చేసుకున్నాను, అన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకున్నాను అని అనిపించేది. ఈరోజు ఫస్ట్ టైం నాకు తెలిసింది చాలా తక్కువ, 1% మాత్రమే నాకు సార్ చెప్పే దాంట్లో అర్థమవుతుంది. ఇంకా నేను తెలుసుకోవాల్సింది 99% ఉందని తెలిసింది ఈరోజు. సో తర్వాత సరెండర్ గురించి సార్ చెప్పినప్పుడు అది మెడిటేషన్లో ఈరోజు నాకు పూర్తిగా తెలిసింది. మాకు 15 days old బేబీ ఉంది, 2 weeks బ్యాక్ పుట్టింది పాప. సో ఐ కనెక్టెడ్ టు హర్ ఇన్ ద మెడిటేషన్ అండ్ ఐ లెర్న్ వాట్ ఇట్ మీన్స్ టు బీ సరెండరింగ్. జస్ట్ సరెండర్ లైక్ ఏ బేబీ and the universe will support you. So that's what I learned.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for the practice of Dhammam and Titiksha, and congratulations for the insights that you shared from the new master born about surrender. Thank you, and congratulations again for the new master. And I also request Loknath to speak.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. ఇప్పుడు నాకు డౌట్ ఉండేది, అంటే నాలెడ్జ్ అంటే ఏంటి, విజ్డమ్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, కొన్ని బుక్స్ చదవగానే ఐ బికమ్ ఈగోయిక్, ఆల్ మై ప్యాటర్న్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈగో కమ్స్ అవుట్. సో కంప్లీట్గా అంటే ఒక ట్రూ సీకర్ ఎలా ఉండాలి అని ఎప్పుడూ ఉండేది. సో విత్ దిస్ టాపిక్ ఐ అండర్స్టాండ్ వెరీ డీప్లీ with your teaching. Thank you so much. Feel very happy. Thank you.
Thank you. So friends, information is different from knowledge. Knowledge is different from wisdom. Data and information we do get from internet, theory, books and all that. When that information and data is processed, the mind stores it as certain knowledge. Logical mind tries to comprehend it, understand it. Certain knowledge pockets we gather and we try to understand. Some understanding opens, but it becomes wisdom when it is translated into your experience. That's what Loknath was trying to share. So the wisdom comes from your soul's experiences. When you translate all the theory into practice, nididhyasa, you need to, all that need to put it into practice in daily life. All the concepts that we learn today, we need to really practice it in daily life. Then it becomes wisdom. We are here to awaken the wisdom within. Translate the information into knowledge, knowledge into wisdom. That's wonderful. Thank you. And Anuradha, please come and share and ask one question.
What can I share? I feel silence is what we should practice every day. And if we are silent, you get to know, you can understand your master and everybody around you.
Silence can be two kinds. One is when we try to avoid things. When we want to escape from responsibilities, we become inaction, silent. That silence is very dangerous. There is an active silence. Silence which is born from awareness. I think you mean that, no? Silence with awareness?
Yes,
it is active silence. Okay. What is your question?
Who am I?
Okay. Answer is there in that question. You say I am.
I am
What I am.
what I am.
I am what I am.
I am what I am.
Then say I am.
I am.
Then say I.
I.
Then be silent. Because our quest to know the self begins from there. Who am I? All of us. Who am I? Who am I? Then that quest will, intellectual quest, the mind, the thought is there which drives us towards the answer. Initially we search outside, then slowly the who is taken away and it becomes I am what I am. I am what I am right now. This is what I am. I am the body. Yes, I am this body. I am this mind. I am this thoughts. I am this emotions. I am this ego. I am this personality. I am this and that, and all these definitions will come and neti will happen. All that I am not this, I am not that. Slowly they get dropped down as you progress. You understand this is not the body. I have a different identity because I am able to observe the body. I am not that which I am able to observe. I am not the mind because I am able to observe the mind. You can't observe something which you are that. If you are the body, you can't observe the body. So you will be slowly moving away, witnessing. In that witness state, you will reach to that time, place and experience that you are not even your breath. You are able to observe the breath. You are not breath. You are not even the pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha. You will realize this is also neti. You will realize that you are that soul which is observing everything. You remain I, that I without that ego identifications. Then finally even that I dissolves, because you understand that even that I has no identity there. It is part of this big whole. This sarva, mamatma sarva bhutatma. This is a journey. This is an inner journey. And read Raman Maharshi. He is the best master. Such an inspiration to whole globe. And you will learn more just reading his Who Are You self-enquiry method. He will redirect yourself to this quest, propels you back into that. Nenu evarini, nanu yaru, nenu evarini. He will redirect you there. Read Raman Maharshi and get inspired. And okay, thank you so much. That's wonderful. And one more sharing. Who would like to share? Youngest, probably you can come. And what happened to you? Do you like meditation? I want to interview you. I will ask questions if you don't have questions. Okay, I will ask you some questions. You can tell about your name.
Hi, my name is Kavya.
Yes. Tell me about how did you practice, and did you like this practice of meditation? Yes. What happened to you when you closed your eyes and observed the breath?
I'm able to see a God.
God, tell about
in
this.
My mind.
Pardon?
In my mind.
In your mind, yes.
Buddha and all.
Buddha. Let us clap this master who had got the darshan of Buddha today. You are blessed one. This is not in the mind you are seeing. It is through your third eye you are seeing. It's an experience called a soul experience, spiritual experience. Okay? Wonderful, Kavya. Once again, claps to you. Any questions you have? No. Okay. Thank you. Children are very good in meditation. All adults need to learn from children how to meditate, because they have Shraddha, faith, purity, innocence, no logical mind. Just they sit, they go into deep meditation. And one more sharing. Who'd like to share? Today, why are you silent? You must come forward and share. Adi, come. There's a time to be silent, there's time to be speaking. This is the time to speak for you.
I have a weird question.
Yes. All questions are, weird only.
I want to know who created Shaitan.
Okay.
So Allah and Shaitan.
Okay.
So who created Shaitan?
Okay. I am wondering about who created this question in your mind. This question of Allah and Shaitan is it generated the birth from your mind. I'm wondering about it. So the same way it also came here. It's the mind which created Shaitan and also the good people and bad people. It's the mind which created. For the soul there is no good and bad. Soul is transcendental. People who are identified with the mind, they will have good and bads. If you become good person, you will discard all the bad people. They will become evil people now. You get identified with one country, you say this country, Pakistan or Burma, this Nepal or neighboring Sri Lanka is the enemy countries to us. This country is mine. We'll draw a line, we say these are good people, we all good people, these are all bad people, whoever are beyond these boundary lines, bad people. They are ready to pounce on me. Do you see the concept now about how it is created in the mind? The good and bads. We create in our minds the good and bad. People who go into the soul, the journey into the soul, the inner being, they transcend this mind. The concept about evil, Shaitan, and even the good angelic beings all dissolves. There's only oneness. There's only singularity, which is the greater truth, a higher truth. And people, they create in the mind, they create these structures of evil. What we consider as evil, we project it into the world also. More we believe in the evil, thousands of people, they create an evil outside also. A Rakshasa is created outside. That's how thousands of people, they create Hitler. Hitler is not one person. He represents all those mass consciousness of the people. This person becomes, no, I'll be the leader of this evil. All of you gang, we gang up. Even we select one leader, spiritual leader, who represents the mass consciousness. Who is creating it? Our minds. A mind which actually has divisive thoughts. Nature of mind is having the divisive thoughts, duality thoughts. And those who transcend the mind, when we touch to our deeper soul, what happens is this mind becomes illuminated. All this dissolves. The world will be in a better place if everyone understands the singularity, the source, the soul. And then this beautiful mind with no divisiveness, what we create, what we see is Vrindavan and paradise, not good and bad. Instead, it's only divinity or divine beings we see here. Otherwise, we constantly see, this mind always judges, oh, this person is a bad person, this person is a good person. We always try to criteria, and we have judgment criteria, and all the time we judge people. And Hitler, if you ask, are you a good person or bad person, what is his answer? What would be his answer? Hitler will say, I am a good person. All of you are bad people. If you go and talk to, for example, Pakistani person, you say you are wrong people, evil people. What do they say? We kill people because for the honor of our country. They do it with, all the wars are conducted because out of good conscience, good feeling, Even the religious wars happening, they feel it's right. We are, our religion is greatest, and we have to wipe off all the rest of the religions. Religious conversions and whatnot, we try to do all that in the name of good religion, but it's all mind which is divisive. Did you get my point? So, in this three-dimensional physical plane, there is a good and bad because of perception, of narrow perception. It's a relative truth. It's called lesser truth. Those who progress into the soul, the path of soul, and they go beyond good and bad. There is no good and bad. There is no Satan or angel there. It's only oneness. The God, which is only one, it's a singularity. And when it is coming here, it has to become dual. It has to become polarized. It's a lesser truth. Higher truth is unity. More we go back to our unity consciousness, more we transcend all these divisions here. all the divisions around the globe will be gone. The world becomes one country. We don't need so many countries. We have become so identified with our minds. Even we start fighting for our states, we start fighting, even brothers will fight, this is my property, this is your property, big wall will come. We bring more walls. Because division, your own brother will become your evil brother. The soul brings bridges, not the walls. I have somewhere read about this beautiful saying. Someone has written, we bring more bridges between people and countries and all that. In the true sense, in the higher perspective, there is no evil. And in the higher perspective, spiritual perspective, if you believe, if you trust, if you have faith in the goodness, basic goodness of every soul, that becomes the reality here. If more we believe in Satan and evil people, rowdies and villains, we also make them, we create them there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So last question. Madam, run, Madam, Parvati Madam. ఊరికే వస్తున్నారు. Right, okay madam, thank you. Yeah, Shubhra.
Sir, I'm really sorry to ask this question, but I have the urge of asking this question.
Yeah.
In fact, there are two questions. First thing is, yesterday I was having a conversation.
Can you come here, because under the speakers it will resound echo. Yeah.
I'll share it, maybe it will give. Yesterday I was telling my husband that I want to come, I want to come. And he was like, why are you being so emotional, so we can control our mind. So I was like, no, Osho says we can't control our mind, we can only observe our mind. Who are we to control anything? And I come here, the first statement you say is control your mind. So, I mean, are you able to understand?
Yeah. Here, the context is different. You have to control your mind. It's like horse. You need to control the senses of the horse. The horse which has no blinders, the horse which is not given a direction, horse can go anywhere. If you go to Kedarnath Chardham Yatra, all the donkeys and horses and ponies which will carry people, how they are walking there? They are controlled. Even our mind need to be controlled. How it need to be controlled? First you need to become aware of the ego tricks of the mind, the ego games of the mind, traps of the mind. Then you can really control the mind. Otherwise it is inconquerable. You become a slave to the mind. We become emotional fools. We lose our life. Precious energy is lost in crying and crying all the time. Angry, crying, and these emotions will never end. How long we emote? How long you cry? You can cry for 1 hour, but not 24 hours. There's no point in that. Have lacrimal glands for just briefly. Rest of the time this mind need to be empty. Control the mind. Bring back the mind in alignment with something much greater, much higher. So this is the context which I am speaking. Samamu is control. How you can control your mind? First control your senses. Control 5 senses. This eyes want to all the time see. It wants to see movies, it wants to see Salman Khan, it wants to see Aishwarya Rai. Withdraw this sense perception. Withdraw. First you need to have delay in gratification. Just control. Have blinders here. These ears want to all the time compliments and appreciations. Everyone praise me, praise me. And just withdraw. This tongue also wants to eat Hyderabad biryani all the time. Want jalebi and all. Withdraw this. All these sensory things. The mind is craving all the time. How can we get enlightened with these cravings of the mind? You need to control these senses. Become a Indra. Indra is the one who conquered the 5 senses. He is known as Indra. ఇంద్రియాలని జయించిన వాడు ఇంద్రుడు. ఎవరైతే ఇంద్రియాలని పంచ ఇంద్రియాలని జయించారో వారే ఇంద్రులు. So those who become Indras, they become Munis. Muni is Mauna. Mauna comes to the mind. Mind will become tranquil mind. Indriya stage is the first. That's called samams. In the samam, you need to first control the 5 senses. Practice those practices, like say, I will now not watch these, waste my time in watching the films, movies. Instead, I meditate. Instead, I read books. Okay, this is what the context is. Okay?
I have one more question. When I was meditating, immense pain was there, and it happens all the time. And immediately when I was having the pain, you said prediction. So I observed prediction. I was like, let go. But my breath started becoming heavy. And then I thought, okay, let me just move my leg. Just move my leg so that I can come back to my breath. But my question is, like you were prodding us here. And whenever I'm doing meditation, if I use guided meditation, it is easier. But when I do only alone, it's like just close your eyes and observe your breath. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. After that, the pain in the body. So what we do?
Right. So initially, all the guided meditations are essential. If you are meditating with a senior master, the master gives some instructions. According to the instructions you follow. When you go back to your home, you need to also practice without instructions. Practice. Again you ask how to do it, how to practice? I'll see more practice. So there is no shortcut for that practice. It becomes self-guided meditations. Initially, all of us need some external support. But how long? If you start sincerely practicing at home all by yourself, without crutches, without external support, you will know how to guide yourself. You are thrown into the swimming pool. Somebody all the time holding you and making you swim, holding your belly and making you swim. It will be nice, you will be swimming with the help of somebody. But how long? One day you have to swim all by yourself. One day the guide will say, I will withdraw, I am tired, I will go. You have to learn to swim by yourself. The same way meditation also. Initially you learn from a master. Later on, you have to do all by yourself. Practice and practice and practice and practice. And that practice makes you a good swimmer, a good meditator, and good cricketer, good in your job and all things. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's good. Yes.
In this context of what we were discussing just now about the mind, the control, being a Rishi, Indra, all this, I want to sing one small poem written by Nagapalli Sharma. In his Shatavadanam, he was for one of the words, he came up with this. It was my very favorite. My husband used to record all the Shatavadanams and Sahasranadam, which used to come on TV. So from that recording, I wrote down that and practiced it so many times the way he sang it. It's like it's there with me all the time. So in this context, it was coming to me. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
This is about Gautama Muni, Ahalya, and Indra. We all know the story when Gautama curses Ahalya for assuming Indra coming in his form, and she has an intimate relation with Indra, and Gautama Muni actually sees this through his third eye and curses his wife to become a stone, and also Indra to lose his masculinity for a while. So in that context, the poet says, you have to let go of all your desires, vibhavalu vishyalu, lot of stuff what we have inside, to let go, to control your mind and to move forward. This is the essence of this.
Yeah. I'll give this one. Okay. The battery is over. Yeah. Maybe this one we have to, I think, on this. Loknath knows how to fix it. Okay, maybe change the battery in that. Okay.
Kukuruko, kukuruko, kodi kuta kuse, Gautama Muni sandhyakai nadiki parugu teese. Kukuruko, kukuruko, kodi kuta kuse, Gautama Rishyasramana korika talupu teese. Kukuruko, kukuruko, kodi kuta kuse, Gautamuniki gnana netrama chataka guru పొడిచే ఉభయులకును విభవమార శాప జలము విడిచే ఉభయులకును విభవమార శాప జలము విడిచే మూల దాగి దూలి మోగి తోలిపోయెన హల్య పురుషత్వము సరసత్వము నుడిగి అడలనింద్రుడు విభవాలకు విషయాలకు లొంగిపోకు మనిషి విభవాలకు విషయాలకు లొంగిపోకు మనిషి అది దాటిన నాడి నీవు అచ్చమైన మహర్షి అది దాటిన నాడి నీవు అచ్చమైన మహర్షి ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క రీతిన కొక్కొరొక్కొక్కని వినిపించడి అనిపించడి జన ప్రబోధ గీతరా అదే కోడి కూతరా కుకురుకో కుకురుకో కోడి కూత కూసే కుకురుకో కుకురుకో కోడి కూత కూసే.
Thank you. Indra is a great master who comes sometimes to test people. He does a lot of tests. Like he tested almost every yogi, every master, every sadhak, because those tests are very important for us. He will come in disguise. He will send Menaka when Vishwamitra is practicing sincerely meditation. He will send Menaka to make him come out of it. He's testing it, whether he is able to go into deep meditation or not. If somebody yields, somebody loses, somebody gets distracted, they need to again practice. They need to master it. So thank you, Vaijayanti, for this beautiful song. And I request Sridevi. She's not here? Okay. Next is I want to call Rasekar. Rasekar, please come. Sridevi and Rasekar, we met almost in this lifetime 25 years back, more than 25 years back. in the many lifetimes connection is there. And from that time, they did not leave me, I did not leave them. But we still stay detached. We are not attached, no clinging is there, but this is called Sangha. Such a spiritual bond. And the whole movement of this Life Research Academy, now we have Life Group, which has Life University, which is shaping up. It's all birthed with the Sangha. The first Sangha members who joined here with me and Dr. Lakshmi are Sridevi and Rajsekhar. The first Sangha members. Let us all give a big clap. At that time, I am only one person. Now there are million people who joined the Sangha. Millions. And those times, they had such a Shraddha, faith, trust in my words. I said, meditation it's going to help people. We have to teach meditation. They believed in that. They offered this place. This is Rajsekhar, he built this. This is a pure love. Nishkam karma, completely no expectation. It's a pure service. The same thing Sridevi and Rajsekhar, through them, hundreds of countries we could spread this message. Now the whole Life University project is coming. I understand the love energy. This is the faith. This is the complete, selfless, dedicated services without any kind of expectations. Rajsekhar, kindly share on this Buddha Purnima day. Your words are very important for everyone.
First of all, I bow down to my master, Dr. Newton, and all the wisdom that he has shared with me and inspired me to become something more than what I was before. Because whenever we meet some master, we believe that there is something that the master will provide some guidance. Because we have within each one of us a desire to evolve, to become an expanded version of what we are right now. That is the core of all evolution. And the guidance of a master is very essential for that, because otherwise you don't know where to go and how to do it. Ultimately it's your journey, but the master is the one who will make that easier for you, and whenever you are in doubt, you always have someone to ask. And in the Sangha also, the same way the Sangha expands, more number of people keep joining, and everyone learns from the whole Sangha, and ultimately the entire Sangha itself is like one single unit, and it is run by the vision of the master, and that is how we go forward. So thank you for becoming a part of this Sangha. It is ever expanding, ever growing. We can never say that today it is reached to this stage, because tomorrow it will be something more than what it is today. Every moment is better than the present moment. That is my message to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Request Sridevi to speak on this occasion.
It's a great privilege that Master has given me to share my feelings. It's the most memorable day and a very energized day. Buddha Purnima. Buddha Purnima, I have traveled with Dr. Newton for the discourses and the sessions which he was taking. What I get on that day is, whatever you're born for, you need to do it. Integrating all the teachings of the Master. That's all I can tell. I'm born for the discipleship with Master and the great surrender with humility to the Masters and to my learnings. Thank you.
And I always find she lives with empty mind. She has no mind. Always in action. If you find Sridevi anytime, she'll be only in action. No laziness at all. I just need to say, we'll do this, we'll do this program here. She knows how to act, how to bring it into action. compassionate heart. Whatever I described today, the empty mind, compassionate heart, aware being, awakened soul, she is the embodiment of that. And Rajsekhar too. Both of them, on this occasion, Buddha Purnima, I want to acknowledge their dedicated services, that through them many thousands, millions of souls were touched. The whole Sangha multiplied. And thank you, both of you. Thank you. Thank you. No. We are all equals, the same. So friends, we will carry this message with us today, the spirit of a seeker. And it's the Buddhahood is our goal. To know thyself is our goal. We all carry this with us. I also recommend all of you, after going homes also today, spend a little more time in meditation. On this day, almost every Vaishakha Purnima day, Buddha Purnima day, where the Taurus full moon day, the gateways of the Buddhas, all the past Buddhas and future Buddhas, they open to the earth dimension. All the Buddhas, they all meet in Shambhala. Shambhala is not a physical place, but it is a dimension where these gateways or portals, they are open for the earth. Today, let us all actually tune to that, because that's our highest goal. As I mentioned, that any knowledge that you seek is very, very superficial. This spiritual knowledge is the knowledge which liberates you. The wisdom liberates you. Let us all bow down, take refuge in the Buddhahood, refuge in the Sangha, refuge in the Dharma, the teachings. So with this, we will all now say goodbye to each other. We will meet again soon, every weekend. So, few announcements are there, friends. So to quicken up the manifestation process for the Life University project, what we thought about is every day 6 to 6:40 time, all will join for meditation, whoever are interested. Morning, 6 in the morning to 6:40 a.m. we all meditate. So the whole Sangha meditates. So it is to quicker manifestation of Life University project, because Life University is the Maitreya Buddha University. It is the Buddha field that we are actually bringing into this plane, physical plane. So it needs all of us, the spiritual energy or collective energy of all of us. Meditation is a very quickest way that we can actually manifest. 144 people will join in meditation every day. Life University will manifest so quickly. I tell you, in just few years. It won't take 20 years. It just take hardly 3 years. So to see this Takshashila University in a new form completely, where this wisdom of all the great ones, masters, is going to be spread around the globe. Every human being has the same possibility of becoming enlightened like a Buddha. This possibility can be made reality by Life University. So I announced today 6 to 6:40 a.m. Whoever are interested can join, and you can also share it with your friends to join meditation every day. Every Sunday we have here meditation. The time is going to be little adjusted from now onwards. It's going to be now 8:30 to 9:45. 8:30 to 9:45, 10 approximately, is going to be the time for meditation. And May 31st, May 31st onwards, we are going to start a new batch of Soul Coach program, training program, which has already beautiful transformations and changes occurred in people who attended this program. Almost 5 batches we completed. This is the 6th batch. We are going to start May 31st. So those who are interested, please you can give the names to Loknath, and it's a free program in Telugu. This time we are conducting in Telugu. Next time there will be a batch in English. So those who can't speak Telugu, they can join the next batch that we're going to conduct. So it's going to be around 14 weeks, right? 14 weeks. 16 weeks program. 16 weeks. So be benefited by this program, and tell your friends. And I think you can come, Loknath, now. Because Loknath took the initiative to take up this project, Soul Coach training program, throughout the globe. When I met him, he said, "Sir, I am benefited through this program. My dream is to take this to the whole globe." This is the noble thought. I appreciate for this. We have to think so high. His goal is to take this Soul Coach program to all countries throughout the globe. Let us clap for him. And you can say a few words and welcome all of them for Soul Coach. Yeah.
All of you welcome to join in the family of wisdom, because we all have joined, we all have got trained, we are getting continuously trainings from Dr. Newton. And one thing if I want to share from my understanding about Life University, it's a global center for learning and sharing. It makes everyone like Buddha. So we are all on the process. ఎవరైతే అంటే లైఫ్లో who want to become excellent human being, they are all ready to, they all can join. లైఫ్లో ఎక్సలెన్స్ సాధించాలనుకుంటారో, ఎవరైతే ఐ వాంట్ టు లివ్ లైఫ్ బెటర్ లైఫ్ అని అనుకుంటారో వాళ్ళు జాయిన్ అవ్వచ్చు. మనకి సోల్ కోచ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది ఒక లైఫ్ మాన్యువల్ లాంటిది. మనము త్రూఅవుట్ మన లైఫ్ టైంలో ఎంతో మన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ చదువుతాము, కాలేజ్ వెళ్ళి నేర్చుకుంటాము, పిహెచ్డీలు చేస్తాము. ఇట్స్ లైక్ అవుటర్ అబౌట్ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ ఓన్లీ, సక్సెస్ మనీ సంపాదించడం కోసమే. కానీ ఎంతమంది సార్ ఇందాక చెప్పినట్లు మనీ సంపాదించి గ్రేట్ పీపుల్ అయ్యారో అంటే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ వరల్డ్లో, దే ఆర్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ ఇన్సైడ్. దోస్ హూ వాంట్ టు బీ హ్యాపీ ఇన్సైడ్, యు ఆర్ ఆల్ వెల్కమ్ టు జాయిన్ ది సోల్ కోచ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. రిజిస్ట్రేషన్స్ ఓపెన్ అయ్యాయి, ఫామ్ ఫిల్ చేసి ఎవరైతే అంటే కంప్లీట్ నాలెడ్జ్ తీసుకోవాలనుకుంటారో వాళ్ళు మాత్రం జాయిన్ అవ్వచ్చు. దిస్ ఇస్ ద కండిషన్. దెర్ విల్ బి 16 క్లాసెస్. ఈ 16 ఆదివారాలు ఉంటాయి క్లాసెస్ ఇక్కడ 10 to ఈవినింగ్ 5 వరకు. మీరు జాయిన్ అవ్వచ్చండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay friends, now we leave. It's enough for today. It's too much for today, and thank you so much all of you.